I am at the Celtic Manor for Hopkins Machinery's demo day at the 2010 golf course. There's all sorts going on here. My invite was from Greenmech because I got the little CS 100. So I'll go down and show you some stuff that's going on and catch up with Greenmech and show you their chippers, hopefully. Bloody love a vent track. Right, I'm here at the Greenmech stand and I'll introduce you to Carl in a minute. We'll go over the CS 100 after the big boy's done some action. Right. This is Carl, who I was going to introduce you to, but this is Julian, the Greenmech rep in the area, and we're going to talk about, obviously, all the Greenmech stuff. So yeah, I'll hand it over to you.
Not a problem. With a little CS 100 down here, we launched in late 2009.
Yeah.
So it's been around a little while now. We launched it initially as a unit for the councils. Something small you can push around the park areas and the footpaths, and it'll handle up to 4-inch capacity. So for a small pedestrian machine, that's pretty good going. What surprised us though was the interest it got from the ARB sector. So I think it's fair to say that probably at least 50% of these units that we sell are actually sold to tree surgeons with existing hydraulic machines.
Right, yeah.
The concept is if you've got 70 or 80% of your work is in the customer's back garden, and they will keep the chip if they know what the benefits of the wood chip are, why drag it from the back garden to the front to chip it? You know, why not take a chipper to source?
Yeah, yeah, and kind of, if you've seen any of my previous videos, I've done the same thing. I've taken it direct to the pile of brash and chipped it and got rid of it, and the customer loves it in the borders and stuff like that. But so
that's the whole concept of it. The machine itself, as I said, it will chip up to 4-inch capacity. The throat size is actually 6.5-inch by 12-inch, so 160mm by 300mm, and it's cutting on the full 300mm width. So it really doesn't matter where in there you push the material, it's going to hit a blade.
Yeah, and it pulls it. Do you mean as soon as that end of the branch, from my experience, gets on that drum, it does pull it through. Yeah. It's unless you hit a union or a join, it doesn't like it, then you obviously got to force it through. But generally, it does the job.
Well, it's classed as a gravity chipper, but it's actually got a system that's widely recognised as positive blade feed, which means the angle that the blade comes down on the material, as well as cutting, it then actually pulls. So once you've engaged the material, it will actually self-feed.
Yeah.
Now that's great on the majority of the time, but if you're putting in something that's really dense or really thick, you may then stall the machine if you just leave that unchecked. So in that circumstance, you just stand at the back and just hold that material back, let it clear what's in there, and the rev come back up, and then let it go again.
Yeah, I find a lot of kind of the thick, heavy conifer stuff that's straight, like the tops. You just got to kind of feed it in, draw it back a bit. As soon as you hear those revs drop, just give it. Well, do you mean it's like the feed on those, isn't it? It's do you mean it's stress, isn't it? You're just doing the same thing, but with your arms, and you just
you are the stress control system.
Yeah,
you're
definitely.
Just replacing the roller system. But it's a very, very compact and cost-effective way of getting the job done. And again, like all Greenmechs, it is covered with a full 3-year parts and labour warranty as well.
Can't go wrong. Right, it'd be rude not to look at some of the bigger stuff. Which is your favourite? We saying?
Oh,
that one looks a beast. Who's running that through?
The point is, the Evo series, as we launched, it is what it says. You know, it is an evolution for Greenmech, the direction we've gone. We wanted to build a machine that had no compromises, so we initially built the 165 diesel roto. We thought that the best thing to do was remove any restrictions. So if you were building a machine specifically to 750 kilo, somewhere there's going to be a restriction or a compromise. With the number of people at that time that were taking their trailer licenses, it made sense then to forgo the 750 kilo and let's just make an unbridled flat out machine.
Right, yeah.
Well, subsequently to that, they've obviously got rid of the trailer license,
yeah,
so
anyone
now anybody
can
can tow.
They're all out there now.
Kubota 25 horsepower in there. Flywheel's over 100 kilos. So you've got an awful lot of inertia in that flywheel system. So one of the other features of this unit, and of all the Evos, is that we do not run these at peak rev. The engines are designed to run at peak torque.
Right.
So you're getting the maximum efficiency from the engine, but it's running cooler, it's running quieter.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that stuff you ran through some of that. What was that? 8 inches, 6 inches, some of that stuff earlier.
It wouldn't have been anything larger than 6.5 inch capacity. That's the physical capacity of this unit.
And it didn't seem to kind of have any trouble.
No, the stress control works really well on it. One of the features with this unit is the size of the in-feed tray itself is absolutely huge. The width of this tray is about 8 or 9 inches wider than anything else on the market. But it has to be to, if it's designed to take a lot of really dense bushy material.
And as soon as the feed in there grabs it, that's going to pull all those unions straight in.
Yeah, the fight you have in the day shouldn't be trying to get the material to the feed roller. That should be the easy bit.
Yeah.
Now, you've got a really good roller system in there.
Yeah, that's what you want. Your job is just to get the end of it there, innit?
Yeah.
And then the machine do the work, innit?
We know with a bottom bar you're never going to eliminate nuisance tripping and material snagging that, but we can minimise that. Now, one of the ways we've done that is by changing the shape of the bottom bar. It's as simple as that. It's more likely that material is actually going to ride up and over that than actually foul on it.
Because that lip there, innit, is like a natural. Because they all normally tubular, are they, across the bottom?
Normally tubular, yeah.
They're all tidy bits of kit, aren't they?
Yeah, they get the job done. That's the point. You know, you want a machine that's going to get itself to the job if it's a tracked unit, or be towed there quite easily and fuss-free. And when you get there, it's actually going to just get on and do what you want it to do. Well, I think do it time and again.
Yeah, and I think, like, I've come to look at, like, I just run that, the little CS 100, but it is a great bit of kit. But I think for anybody wanting to step up from that and doing a lot of tree work, they're definitely the ones to have a good look at. Right, well, thank you for your time.
You're
welcome.
Thank
you very much.
All right. Cheers, thank you.
Right, it's not often you can walk into a 5-star resort with your work clothes on and muddy boots, but yeah, I just went in there, had some dinner, free dinner eventually. Right, so yeah, that was the Greenmech chippers. Julian definitely knew his stuff, and it was nice to have a chat and see those chippers firing a load of stuff out. Look at this vent track again. These boys have been decimating the side of this hill, but yeah, anyway. Thanks for watching. Any interest in the Greenmech chippers in the little CS 100 that I've got, or the bigger stuff, give me a shout, or obviously get into contact with Greenmech or your local Greenmech supplier. Anyway, thanks for checking in.